Welcome children to our e-learning class. Now today we will read the Indian Constitution key features. By the beginning of the 20th century, the Indian national movement had been active in the struggle for independence from British rule for several decades. During the freedom struggle, the nationalists had devoted a great deal of time to imagining and planning what a free India would be like. That means they were already thinking of a bright prospect, a bright future of free India. Under the British, they had been forced to obey rules that they had had very little role in making. The long experience of authoritarian meaning I have written on the board, I will move aside and you can check. Rule under the colonial state convinced Indians that free India should be a democracy in which everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in government. So, a long experience of authoritarian rule, that means authoritarian meaning favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority at the expense of personal freedom. And meaning of colonial is relating to a colony involving a period of political control by a more powerful country. So the long experience of that British Raj, the British period, Indian people, they have just thought that we must follow the democratic way of government. That means the democratic type of government we need, where everyone should be treated equally and be allowed to participate in government. What remained to be done then was to work out the ways in which a democratic government would be set up in India and the rules that would determine its functioning. This was done not by one person but by a group of, underline kindly here, this part is quite important, but by a group of around 300 people who became members of the Constituent Assembly in 1946 and who met periodically for the next 3 years to write India's constitution. So writing of India's constitution was not a matter of joke, was not an easy matter, was not a cup of tea. 300 people, they just met periodically for the next 3 years, that means starting from 1946 till the next 3 years to write India's constitution. So you can find that what sort of hard work the Indians they have done to just write down this constitution. These members of the Constituent Assembly had a huge task before them. The country was made up of several different communities who spoke different languages, belonged to different religions and had distinct cultures. So we can find that we are having so much diversity. We are having, why I should say diversity, much diversity. I must say so many diversities are there, so many diversities. That means there is diversity in language, there is difference in religion, there is difference in cultures. Also, when the constitution was being written, India was going through considerable turmoil. Meaning of turmoil is confusion. This one you know. The partition of the country into India and Pakistan was imminent. Some of the princely states remained undecided about their future, and the socio-economic condition of the vast mass of people appeared dismal. Meaning of dismal is sad, without hope. All of these issues played on the minds of the members of the Constituent Assembly as they drafted the constitution. They rose to the occasion and gave this country a visionary document that reflects a respect for maintaining diversity while preserving national unity. That means, in spite of this diversity, we must think that we all are equal. We all are same. We are Indians. That means unity in diversity. The final document also reflects their concern for eradicating poverty through socio-economic reforms. Eradicating means removing. Through socio-economic reforms, as well as emphasizing the crucial role the people can play in choosing their representatives. That means people will choose their representatives who will go to the parliament to take the to take the decisions on behalf of them and for them, for their well-being. Listed below are the key features of the Indian Constitution. While reading this, keep in mind the above mentioned concerns of diversity, unity, socio-economic reform and representation that the authors of this document were grappling with. Try and understand the ways in which they try to balance these concerns with their commitment to transforming independent India into a strong democratic society. So after independence, India must become a democratic society. That's why so many people for so many days they have toiled for this constitution. They have toiled to make the Indians feel free from every aspect, from all respect. Okay children, so in our next video we will continue with the next part of the chapter, where we will start from this federalism. Still then we start. Oh, sorry, I am moving aside, you just check the board. So authoritarian meaning is favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority at the expense of personal freedom, and colonial, relating to a colony involving a period of political control by a more powerful country. So children, in our next video we will start from this federalism. Still then, it's time to say you bye.